Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com, and this is going to be your Let's Get Ready for the Week Ahead. November 19th through November 23rd. And this is my site, ZoZoStockWatch.com. Let's go ahead and get into it. We got a lot of stuff on our plate for Let's Get Ready for the Week Ahead. So we'll go as quickly as possible. For Monday, all right, we have Fed Speak, John Williams, this courtesy of the Trade Exchange. This is their calendar that they put out every weekend, and it gets you ready. Thanksgiving, the markets will be closed on Thursday. Pretty straightforward as far as the economic information. Just take note that the oil number will be out on Wednesday at 10:30, and we also have the nat gas number coming out at 12 p.m. on Thursday. So both of those items will be on Thursday this week. So once again, the markets are closed the Thursday, the 22nd. No trading in the U.S. And also the markets close early at 1 p.m. on Friday, Black Friday. So keep those in mind. This is the site for the Trade Exchange. As far as earnings coming up this week, we have JD.com on Monday morning. We get L Brands, Intuit, we get Urban, we get PSTG, Jack in the Box, JACK, symbol there. Before the bell on Tuesday, we have Target, Best Buy, Lowe's, Kohl's, a lot of retailers here, TJX, Ross. Medtronics will be reporting MDT, symbol there for Medtronics. Analog Devices will be reporting Jacobs Engineering, JEC, symbol there. For Tuesday after the close, we have Autodesk will be reporting BILI, Billy, Chinese company will be reporting after the close on Tuesday. Gap Incorporated, GPS symbol there. Foot Locker, BJ's, BJ symbol there. FL for Foot Locker, all reporting. John Deere reports on Wednesday before the bell. All right, so John Deere symbol DE will be reporting. As far as the FOMC meeting schedule, December 18th and 19th. All right, so definitely circle that on your calendar. December 18th and 19th. That's when the meeting starts. That's a couple of weeks away, but we should be aware of it. And then the conference at on the 19th also. So that's usually around 2:30, but not till December the 18th and 19th. If you go ahead and look at my Twitter feed, I put out some scans there, strong small cap scans from FinViz, strong large cap scans. You may want to check those out. That's from my Twitter feed. Unusual volume, also scans under $5, breakouts under $10. And the reason I put these out is because usually Thanksgiving week, you get a lot of low floaters, small caps making moves. So you want to pay attention to these scans going forward. So go out to my Twitter feed and you can get those scans. As far as on StockTwits, earnings for Monday, BECN, like I said, this is before, sorry, after the market. JACK, L Brands, NUAN will be reporting. PSTG, earnings before the bell. JD, SOL, and LEJU, which is a Chinese name also. So I just wanted to point those out for the earnings because the larger one didn't have those symbols there for you. So I wanted to point those out. So that's what's going on. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the news that came out on Friday. This once again courtesy of the Trade Exchange. We had TSRO halted. And then it opened up. There's the TSRO was moving up, exploring a sale of its company for TSRO. So definitely one to keep on watch. And my stocks to watch list will be out in another video shortly after this one. Let's see. We also had a January call activity in TSRO that hit the tape on Friday. After the markets closed, we had CDNA announces closing of its public offering. ARQL had some news after the bell. Pricing of secondary offering at $40.50. CHDN Churchill Downs awarded racing license for Oak Grove, Kentucky. So that's some news there on CHDN. We had some Form 4s come out after the bell on Friday, so I'll put this up here. You can kind of pause the video and look through those. NVIV CFO resigns effective November 23rd, so NVIV losing their CFO. RMTI registers 8.3 million shares for resale. ELOX 5 million ATM with Cantor. Now, this is something that we need to be aware of. Vice President Pence says U.S. won't back down from trade dispute, may even double tariffs unless China bows to U.S. demands. So the good cop, bad cop routine with President Trump and Vice President Pence continues on. Now, Friday, we got a pop-up in the markets because comments came out from President Trump that they're going to be meeting. I think it's the week coming up at the G20, and he's hoping for good results there. And then Pence came out over the weekend, and he comes out with that. So a lot of that good cop, bad cop continues on here. So that's pretty much most of the news that came out Friday and after for the weekend. Let's go ahead and take a look at some stocks that Warren Buffett, right, and his group were buying. So Warren Buffett, his 13D came out. So he took a position in Travelers. All right. So TRV, he took a further position in Goldman Sachs. JP Morgan also was a position that he took. PNC was another position that Warren Buffett added to on PNC Financial. So overall, he's adding to a lot of financial stocks. He added to Bank America. I think it was 198 million shares for Bank of America Corp. So Warren Buffett is now in there. So what does that say about the where he's putting his money in? A lot of financials. So keep an eye on financials coming up for the week ahead. They also took a position, a stake in ORCL, Oracle. DAL, an airline that they were buying. Also, I left this one off. Bank of New York was added to by Warren Buffett. So another financial there. He took off Walmart. All right, so he sold some of his position or all of his position in Walmart and PSX. Also, he sold that one. For Warren Buffett. Okay, so just wanted to get that out there because those are definitely some stocks, and you want to always keep your eye on the third richest man in the world and what he's up to with financials. So for the markets, we'll get into that now. As far as the markets go, let me remove these lines for you here. As far as the markets go, the SPY Friday ended up the week strong, right? Markets finished up strong. The short-term sentiment improved, but not improved greatly, okay, because we still have the China trade war, tariffs, and whatnot. Like I said, the good cop, bad cop routine going on. So that's making the markets a little unsteady right now. But overall, though, coming into Friday, we did get a nice bounce here. As you can see, the market was selling off each day, and then we got that bounce. And we had NVIDIA, moving down on their earnings guidance on after their earnings came out Thursday. This stock got slammed. But if you look at the SPY, I mean, pretty much kind of ignored it, right? So that's a good sign for the bulls. Now, I'm not saying, we're out of the woods yet, but when you're ignoring NVIDIA dropping all that way, and the market moves up, that's a decent sign, all right? So we'll see how that all plays out, but just keep that in mind. AMAT also had poor guidance also when their earnings came out, and so the market looked past that. Some other things we want to keep on watch, as far as you have this IWM, right? And currently, On the IWM, we have what's known as the death cross. Okay, now this doesn't always pan out to be the end of the world, but you have the 50 SMA crossing down below the 200 SMA for the death cross. And but right now, though, we are holding above this 145 area. We are holding above the February lows back here on the IWM. We did make a higher low. Now, for me, it's going to have to get back above the 10 SMA and maybe this 155 area to see if the bulls can, maybe give us a move up into the strong seasonality time of year for the market. So we'll see. IWM is kind of what let us down. Let's see if the IWM wants to lead us back up. As far as, the biotechs, the IBB, trying to hold this spot here at $100. All right, you see how important 100 is, this green line, not because I say it's important, but because the chart says it's important, right? You have all these bounces off the $100 dollar area for the IBB. So keep that in mind. The XBI also bouncing off of that 73 area, 73, 79 area for the XBI and turning back up. So let's see if this area can hold. Now, if you're a swing trader, you may want to try some XBI here playing up against this 73 area. So keep that in mind. Also with the IBB, you want to play up against this 100 area. Now, you can also, be watching LabU. All right, you have that $40 area that's trying to hold on LABU. By going long this, basically, you're playing the biotech names, and right now 40 is a key number there. We're at about $48 right now on LabU. Let's go ahead and look at some of the action from last week. So we still had the VIX for the week moving up 5.5%. We did get some buying in the China Internet ETF for the week. For the week, it was up over 5%. Nugget was up about 5%. The iShares MSCI China Index Fund was also up 4.65%. The FXI was up almost 4% for the week. We got some buying in here for the week for JNUG, JNUG. That's the junior gold miners. The EEM, the emerging markets, was up almost 3% for the week. Silver was up about 1.5%. Gold itself was up about 1% for the week. If we look to the downside on the markets, we had oil dropping again for the week, down about 6% for the week. The marijuana ETF, Alternative Harvest, that was down about 6% for the week. The OIH was down about 5%. We had IBB down about 2.5%. The Qs were down about 2.33%. The Nasdaq Composite for the week down about 2%. The S&P 500 for the week down 1.61%. We had the IWM down about 1.33%. SMH, the semi names because of Nvidia, was down about 1% for the week. Hack, the cybersecurity ETF, also down about 1.25%. Social was up a little bit, a fraction here. So social was up. So that's some of the index. If we look at some of the performance for the week, the metals and mining were up about 1%. The XLRE, which is the real estate investment area, so that was up 1%. The XLB was up about 0.5% for the week. The XLU was up fractionally for the week. To the downside, once again, the oil names got hit the most. The XOP down about 5%. XRT, which is the retail ETF, down about 5%. The XLY also down 3%. And as you can see, most of the sectors were in the red. Some down, 2%, down to fractionally on the healthcare sector, which was down about 1%. And then the XLI, which is the industrials, they were down about 0.5% for the week. All right. As far as the Dow Jones 30 stock for the week, to the upside, we had 3M, Verizon, so very defensive names. Actually, Caterpillar had a good week, up about 2.5%. Merck was up 1%. Procter & Gamble up 1% for the week. Coca-Cola was up about 1%, and McDonald's was up about a little under 1%. To the downside, we had Goldman Sachs was our worst one in the Dow, down 9%. Boeing was down 9% for the week. Walmart, after that Warren Buffett news came out, down about 7.5%. Apple down about 5%. Home Depot down about 5% for the week. Visa was down almost 3% for the week. ExxonMobil down about 2%, and Nike down about 2%. So that's some of your Dow stocks and their performance for the week. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the best stocks for the week. And the first one up on some of the best stocks for the week, we have Beazer Homes. This stock climbed 19% for the week. They were up on their earnings. CISQ, which is a solar play, this stock moved up 12%. Looks nice on the weekly chart. Problem is it's still below the 200 SMA, but shaping up on the weekly chart, up 12% after they released their earnings. Baba was up for the week, up 6%, and it did close above the 10 SMA on its weekly chart here. So Baba trying to recover here on BABA. Win. This stock climbed 10% for the week. Still a lot of work to do on the daily chart, trying to hold above this $100 area. The RSI on the weekly chart still below the 50 mark here, but also LVS was up about 3% for the week, and MLCO, this had options activity, was up 8% for the week on Melco. XLNX over there in the semi space, it got upgraded by Susquehanna. This stock climbed 6% for the week, so a strong one in the semi space. SONO, they had earnings this week. They were up 8% for the week. Sono showing a nice move there on SONO. They make speakers for Google and Amazon, so this stock, after their earnings came out, climbed 8%. AMAT had earnings this week, another semi that was up. So this one is trying to hold around the 200 SMA on our weekly chart here on Applied Materials. You're looking at a weekly chart right now. And TAHO, this one was bought out by PAAS. Pan American Silver, this stock dropped 11%, but TAHO, the company that got bought out by them, this stock climbed 42% for the week. SSRM, a silver, basic gold, silver mining company, was up 7% for the week. Nice weekly chart shaping up here on SSRM. ARNA, phase 3, bringing in milestone payments of $400 million for ARNA. This stock climbed 15% for the week. Looks very strong on the weekly chart here on ARNA. Another one, QURE. This stock climbed 24% for the week. They had promising clinical data on their phase 2B, EIDX. Phase 2 promising data, EIDX stock moved up 11% for the week. TSRO, we talked about that one in the beginning of the video. Strategic move to maybe sell itself. Stock was up 39% for the week. AEZS. This stock climbed 28% for the week on AEZS, so keep an eye on that one. Like I said, my stocks to watch list will be out in a little bit as soon as I finish this video. Rare X, this stock climbed 39%, almost 40% for the week. Another biotech stock having a good week there. And then NBEV and the cannabis plays, the cannabis drink sector had a very nice week, up about 19% for the week. Some of the worst stocks for the week. We had PETQ. This stock moved down 19% for the week after they released earnings. A lot of the retailers, after they released earnings, had a bad week. Macy's down 12% for the week. KSS dropped 12% for the week. BB Best Buy also dropping about 2% for the week. BJ's Wholesale dropped 9% for the week. Their earnings are coming out. They're due to have their earnings out. And then Walmart was down about 7.5%, like we stated earlier. JWN, they came out with their earnings, but also they had to do a refund. I believe it was for like $78 million on their credit cards for overcharging on credit cards. So this stock dropped 22% after that news came out on Nordstrom. WSM, Williams Sonoma, they released earnings. Stock dropped 16%. ENR, Energizer Holdings stock dropped 19% after they released earnings. BA, this stock dropped 9% for the week, but we are trying to hold support here and the 50 SMA on the weekly chart for Boeing. But this stock dropped for the week, down about 9% on BA. NTAP, they released earnings. Sorry about that. NTAP released earnings. The stock dropped 12% for the week on NTAP. Goldman Sachs, they're having problems in Malaysia. So this stock down 9% for the week, and you can kind of see a head and shoulders here. Here's the head, here's your shoulder, and we are breaking down below the shoulder here for Goldman Sachs. Now Warren Buffett is in this much higher, so he's not having a good time in Goldman Sachs right now. The stock dropped 9% on that Malaysian news with Goldman Sachs. KBH, this stock dropped 10% for the week. Apple, as we stated, was down about 5% for the week. Apple trying to hold the 50 SMA here, and also trying to hold above the trend line here on Apple on the weekly chart. Let's see. GE had another horrific week, down about 7% for the week. This stock, Meso, a biotech name, dropped 33% for the week. Phase 2 did not meet primary endpoints for Meso, INFI. Phase 1, 2 out of the 44 patients showed a response. So INFI, on their Phase 1, this stock dropped 41% on INFI. APVO, discontinued development of 2 of its pipeline candidates. So APVO dropped 15% for the week. Mark, this stock dropped down 47% for the week. So that's some of your worst stocks for the week. Let's go and look at some of the markets on the weekly charts real fast, and we'll close this up. As far as the SPY, we're still below the 10 SMA on the weekly chart. A lot of folks feel that when the SPY is below the 10 SMA, you're not going to get that institutional buying right now. So we are battling here on the SPY, but still remain below the 10 SMA. As far as it here, we're trying to hold this 7,000 area, but we have a lot of supply up ahead now, and we are still below the 10 SMA on the NASDAQ composite. The IBB still battling, but trying to hold that 100 spot. The IWM on the weekly trying to hold up here around this 150, 145 area, but still below the 10 SMA on the weekly chart for the IWM. So we are definitely not out of the woods yet. We'll look at the Dow. The Dow is actually holding up, one of the stronger markets here right now, and holding above the 25,000 area. If you see here on the Dow, we're holding above the 25,000. It looks like we're kind of coiling here. On the daily, we're still below the 10 SMA on the daily, and that 2,500 area. 25,500 area for the Dow, but it seems like it's coiling, trying to maybe make a a higher low here for the Dow. And then on the weekly chart, like I said, we're holding above that 25,000 and trying to hold the 50 SMA currently on the Dow Jones. So some things that we're going to have to keep on our watch for next week in the shortened abbreviated week. I would say keep your eye on the low float stocks, because in the week of Thanksgiving, they like to make some nice moves. It looks like a lot of little biotech stocks were getting some volume. Like I said, in the next video, we'll get more into that. We have to watch how this U.S.-China trade develops. We still got the routine of the good cop, bad cop going on. We have housing data coming out this week. U.S. durable goods coming out. Retailers are going to to be coming out with more earnings this week. I showed you that earnings coming out like in Target, Lowe's, Kohl's, TJ Maxx, Ross, etc. Will be reporting earnings this week. And then that's about it. All right. So it's going to be a shortened week, but could be an exciting next couple of days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you figure is a travel day. Friday, like we said, is the markets close at 1 p.m. Keep your eye on those low floaters. Keep your eye on Apple to see if it's going to, lead the way back up here on Apple. Also, we have to watch the big players such as Amazon, right? One of the market leaders. Facebook right now has been taking a big hit and constant news coming out on Facebook, negative news. We'll see what this one wants to do, but definitely still in the doghouse there on Facebook. And then Google, this one trying to hold up here around the above the 1,000 level, needs to start turning soon. Kind of another market leader there. So you have Apple, Netflix. Let's check out Netflix. This holding around the 280 area, but as you can see here, we've been drifting down on Netflix. Probably needs to get back above 300 to get going here on Netflix. So that's some of your market leaders. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com. Hope you're more ready for the week ahead than you were before. Your other video, Stocks to Watch, will be out shortly.